Movie Boss, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D. In today's video, we're going to do a top 10. Our top 10 today is going to be on Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. So without further ado, let's dive in and do this take 10 on Leonardo DiCaprio. Starting with The Quick and the Dead. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. This isn't really a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. It really isn't. It's more of a Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman movie. But there's a very young Leonardo DiCaprio in here, and I thought this would be a great movie to throw in there. I'm quite sure this was a well-received movie. A lot of you seen this, but I'm quite sure a few of you didn't see this one. So I always like to throw something in there that might not be as well-known as some of the other ones that we're going to take a look at. But you got a very young Leonardo DiCaprio in this movie. So basically, The Quick and the Dead is about an outlaw sheriff. He's not really an outlaw. He's very controlling, very power-hungry sheriff named Little Bill. He's really more than the town sheriff. He's like the town sheriff. He's like the overlord of this town. And Sharon Stone is on a mission for revenge. You got Russell Crowe in here, Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Leonardo DiCaprio, and a host of others. It's a really good movie. A lot of gunslinging. This is a real Western right here. It's a really good Western. So Sharon Stone is out for revenge on Gene Hackman's character for killing her father. Leonardo DiCaprio is actually Gene Hackman's son. He's Little Bill's son, but they don't like each other. Fantastic movie. You got to check this one out. The numbers. This came out in 1995. It scored 6.4 IMDb. Not a bad score. I would have liked to see it a little bit higher because I really thought this was at least a 7, but it is what it is. Maybe a 6.8. It has a 108-minute runtime, and it stars Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, and a host of others. Next up is Django Unchained. Leonardo DiCaprio's, again, he wasn't the main star of this movie, but his performance in this was absolutely mind-blowing. I loved his performance. His portrayal of Calvin Candy in this movie was incredible. He set the tone for the second half of the movie, no doubt about that. He definitely set the tone for the second half of the movie. So you got, this came out in 2012. It has a really high 8.4 IMDb, and it deserved every last point of it. It has a 165-minute runtime, not the shortest movie in the world. You got Jamie Foxx, of course, and Christopher Waltz, Samuel L. Jackson, Kerry Washington. A great cast and a solid movie. Again, Leonardo isn't really the star of the movie, but he's kind of the star of the second half of the movie. Really good movie. You got to check Django Unchained out. Next up, we got Shutter Island. Now, Shutter Island is one of the movies. It's a good Leonardo DiCaprio movie, but it was one that I had to watch twice. There's a couple movies in my collection, well, more than a couple, quite a few that I had to watch more than once to really get it. But once you get it, it's a really good movie, very solid. Leonardo DiCaprio did a fantastic job in this movie, like in most movies he's in. He's right up there with some of the best in Hollywood. He's definitely like a Hollywood elite actor. He's really good, high caliber. So Shutter Island, 2010, it scores 8.2 IMDb. I'm not sure if I don't really consider it to be an 8.2, but you know, it is what it is. And it has a 137-minute runtime, and it's really good. But I don't know, 8.2 for that one. Next up, we're going to do the next two movies together. I'm just going to hold up the same case because this is a triple build. You got The Departed, Goodfellas, and Aviator on this triple build right here, or triple feature, however you want to call it. So we're going to start with The Aviator. The Aviator came out in 2004. It has a 7.5 IMDb. I agree with that. It has a 170-minute runtime. Then we have The Departed. The Departed came out in 2006. Has a well-deserved 8.5 IMDb. Very well-deserved. 151-minute runtime. And you got Matt Damon in here, Jack Nicholson. It's a really good movie. It's fantastic. The Departed is really good. The Departed and The Aviator are really good movies. Okay, next up we have one that some of you may not know about, but I really enjoyed it, and this is a very young Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo, for those of you who don't know, DiCaprio's been in the movie business for a better part of his life. So let's dive in and take a look at The Man in the Iron Mask. Fantastic DiCaprio movie. It's about the story of the Man in the Iron Mask. It's been a book. It's been a play. There's a couple of movie adaptations. There's a couple of different book adaptations. The Man in the Iron Mask is a story that's been around forever. And this is a really good modern take on it. Really, not a modern take, but it was shot, you know, in the last 20 years, I'll say. So, came out in 1998. It has a 6.5. I would say this deserves at least a 7. I thought it was that good. Drew Hill did the soundtrack for this. These Are the Times was on the soundtrack for this movie. So it has a 132-minute runtime. You got Jeremy Irons, John Malkovich, and Gabriel Byrne in this movie. Fantastic. The Man in the Iron Mask is a great story. It's a great book. It's a great play. It's just a really all-around fantastic story. Next up we have, this is probably the one that put DiCaprio on the map, okay? It's not his best performance. It's one of his, to me, it's one of his better performances. It's not his best. It's not his career-defining moment, but it's the one that really put him on the map, and that is Titanic, okay? Titanic is the one that really put that big, bright light on him. So you got, it came out in 1997, a high 7.8 IMDb. This should have been at least an 8, maybe more. This movie was incredible. This movie was the buzz of the town for like a year straight. The soundtrack, man, this movie was just, man, this movie made careers right here. It has a 194-minute runtime, definitely not a short movie. And you got, his co-star in here was Kate Winslet. Also, what was his name? He was in here too. I forget his name. He was in, oh well. Titanic. If I remember it, I'll say it at the end. What was his name? Now okay. Next movie, Inception. This was another great DiCaprio movie that I had to watch it twice to get it. So this and Shutter Island, I think when I did the pickup, we was talking about Tenet. That's a movie I had to watch a couple times to get it. Inception is the same. Billy Zane, that's his name. That's the co-star that was the other co-star in this movie. Billy Zane. Told you I remember. Okay. Now, Inception came out in 2010. It has a very high, again, I'm not sure about this 8.8 IMDb. I just don't know. It was a good movie, don't get me wrong. It was good, but, you know, IMDb, I say use it as a guide because it is a good guide, but it's far from a perfect scoring system because 8.8, damn near 9 for this. It was good, don't get me wrong, but 148-minute runtime. And you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Michael Caine, Tom Berenger, and Tom Hardy is the co-stars. This was a really good movie, but an 8.8 IMDb, I just don't know about that. Good movie, though. Next up, we have one that everybody likes. Everybody. And if you don't like the whole movie, I know you're going to like that one scene. The Revenant. I know if you didn't like this whole movie, which I don't know why, you had to appreciate the bear scene. The scene where he fights that bear. You had to appreciate that. That was fantastic. So, The Revenant, 2015. It came out in 2015. It has a really nice 8, a perfect 8 on IMDb. Again, Inception is rated higher than The Revenant. It has a 156-minute runtime, and you have Tom Hardy is his co-star. Really good movie, The Revenant. And this one is a fantastic one. When I first saw this one, when I picked this one up, I didn't have high hopes for it because DiCaprio is really not an old man now. I think he's probably early 50s, maybe late 40s. Me and him is probably not too far apart. So when he did this movie back in 2011, so he was an even younger man. I didn't know if he would be able to pull it off, but man, he did it. J. Edgar. This movie was fantastic. DiCaprio did an amazing job in this movie. It was a really good movie. For those of you who don't know who J. Edgar Hoover, he is basically the father of the FBI. He's the one who brought the FBI up to a standard. You know what I'm saying? So he's the one who basically defined the FBI. He had a lot of stuff going on in his life, but that's who J. Edgar Hoover is. Some people couldn't stand him. He was corrupt as all hell. but I think all of those high-ranking officials are. But J. Edgar Hoover came out in 2011. It has a 6.5 IMDb. I think that's rated a little bit low. This was a good movie. I think it should have been at least a 7. 137-minute runtime. J. Edgar was a really good movie. It's all about J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI director, if you will. You got to check this one out. So that's it. That's our Take 10 on Leonardo DiCaprio. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you found something in there that you didn't see and you want to go ahead and check it out. Leonardo DiCaprio is a fantastic actor. So far, everybody that we featured in our Take 10s are fantastic. We'll try to feature some not so well-known ones in the future, but that's Leonardo DiCaprio. And let's go ahead and give you guys a digital code for your trouble. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. This is the Child's Play reboot. Okay? The Child's Play reboot. Get that code, baby. Okay? The Child's Play reboot was a really good movie. Got it? All right, so that's it. The codes get ripped up once I give them out, so that's it. So, codes won't be given out every video. I like to do them at random. Subscribe, hit the bell, so you can be the first ones to come check out the video and grab the code. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.